Hello, welcome to Once Upon Misadventure, a series of Dungeons & Dragons one-shots, where our intrepid adventurers, well, they go on small little adventures as they continue to journey across the land, and seemingly everything goes wrong, always, for them, constantly. Oh,
Usually on the ocean.
yes, but for once, we're probably not going to be on the ocean. As their discussion of, I believe, proper words was, F the ocean. But
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we have a little bit ways to go. We could take you the rest of the... No.
No.
Like, there's some nice roads over here, which will take us there. So when we left off, you finally do a mark of civilization, and it's a small fishing village. There, one of the other passengers asked you to help him out, and you learn that people were disappearing. Turns out that some kind of curse laid by a devil that was the enemy of the angelic being that they worshipped in the town was effectively stealing people's souls in order to resurrect itself to, like, maximum horrible devil power. You basically interrupted its ritual with the help of the priest, and you managed to kill it before it could assimilate all the souls. And so returned to town a hero. So, as of now, it has been a couple weeks of basically recovery, where everybody was making sure. The ship has begun to set sail. Megrel has told you that he is going to plan to meet you in a couple of weeks in the city of Windfalls. As it will be a little while before they get there, and he assumes that the path is going to take you a little longer, as it is not quite like a straight road there. You do have to wind a little bit, so it will take you definitely a little longer than them. So he's just going to move into town and start working on business there. So he has bid you a fond farewell, and now you are effectively spending your last night and getting ready morning for your journey to the next part. Anything else you guys want to do in town while you're here? Any kind of money you want to spend? Anything like that?
Also, I assume it's been long enough to have. I assume it's been long enough to cast that aura on the mask to where it is fully
Sure.
hidden from divination.
Yeah, we'll say we can.
Okay. Because you said it only had about one left at the end of last game.
We'll say probably not quite there yet, but probably maybe a couple more days.
I try to remember. You said that the spectral spec. Did she have a physical form? It was just completely shrouded. She just have nothing.
As far as you know, she's completely spectral. She doesn't know if she would have a physical form at this time. She'll accompany you. She'll just stay to the shadows, sort of.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just by my goblin little buddy Xerix. New clothes.
Okay.
Because he probably would like act.
Well, I mean, he doesn't probably actually want to, but he is just in a tribal, like, loincloth, probably.
It'd be nice for
kind of like leave with his loincloth and his spear, probably. Or, let's say he had, well, no, a spear would probably be what we would have. I mean, it's...
I'm getting him some, like, robes I have, so that he doesn't have to crown in a loincloth. Because
he's feeling all spiffy now. He's like, oh!
I'll spend, like, a full 5 gold on that.
Oh, wow. Like, one of the people in, like, the tailor's, like, kind of shaking his head at you, kind of, like, looking as you're, like, getting close with the goblin, but he's, like, looks at you, he's like, okay, I mean, you didn't save, like, a big chunk of the town.
Hey, my pupil needs to look as nice as nice. Well, my robes do, not my skin.
I'm busy. Give me a second, folks. Little girl emergency.
Oh no!
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
It sounded like she said she had to pee, but pee too dark.
Yes.
Oh.
In other words,
Okay, okay.
horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But I have to say this. While you're out, a familiar presence looms behind you.
as the boat leaves, this like rickety like raft that seems like it probably shouldn't comes into docks. As they're like probably like covered in like seed and like, you know, like looking all like shabby, much more than you used to, even as a barbarian. So go ahead, and what do you want to say to them? The return of Card.
You don't know what I've been through to find you.
You're right.
Oh.
I do not.
Hey, where have you been?
You left me on that damn island.
The other PC's proper response should be, which one?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, which one?
The goblin one.
Level 2.
Yeah, which one?
The one you last saw me on.
Next time, do not sleep under the coconut tree.
It's like that like thing in the back of their mind. It's like, I know we were forgetting something, but what? It'll be fine.
So what have you two been doing in my absence?
I just kind of stepped aside, point to the goblin and the spooky shade with red eyes. These are my friends.
The goblin who's now in like monk's robes that he bought for him.
Why?
Oh, yeah, how is our condition coming along?
Not pleasant.
Oh yeah, I ways of dealing with that. We just have to get to the temple.
Okay.
By the way, a nice new mask.
It looks creepy and tribal,
Nice.
and both of them in general look unhealthy, at least to your eyes.
Not feeling well?
There.
That you would think.
Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't have followed.
No, come, it's good.
Don't worry. Do not worry about it.
Excuse me.
Done anything that bad.
Excuse me.
I turned to face the man.
There seems to be like an old. I wanted to thank you for rescuing me. I was unaware of what actually happened, but they said whatever caused me to lose track of myself, you undid it.
Yes. A demon was stealing souls of the town, and we slew and released your souls.
Well, that sounds like something good.
I turned to WolfBurn like, you told him? I'm surprised. The mayor doesn't want anyone to know about it.
Yeah, and F the mayor.
Oh,
look,
good.
just because you hate traditional Jaws mayor for like denying if anything bad was going on, the beaches will stay open. That's unusual, but usual. I had overheard you're heading for windfalls.
Yes.
Perhaps you can do to assist me. I am not traditionally in this town, and I have a small on a lake nearby that is actually on the way to Windfall. It's only a short detour, maybe half a day. Green Bee Lake. I should probably introduce myself. Thomas Cram.
I'm WolfBurn.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. I could give you some form of reward for both saving me and perhaps escorting me back home. I feel less safe traveling since When I came here, I mysteriously disappeared for, it seems like a month, so I don't even know what condition my own house would be in. I can only hope that, at least, things are in good shape, but, again, I worry. There isn't many folks around town I could ask to accompany me.
Very well. We shall keep you safe on the way to Windfall.
Thank you.
I stop and I go, is that alright? Is that you too? Realizing that I accepted the myself.
We leave in the morning.
Okay.
As like you lift up an arm and like a squid falls out or something.
I toss it at the bird.
It's like out from under your like sleeve. You're like
We pull like starfish off his nipples, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, those are protective fish. My nipples are sensitive.
At least I know some way to take you down.
I'll pay for a bath to be drawn for you at the end.
He does smell very ocean. You guys smelled ocean when you got into town. He's worse.
He's high tide.
Yes, he's high tide. Alright. So, you'll spend the evening, and the morning will come, and of course you will find yourself, you'll see Thomas, downstairs, seems to have packed up whatever belongings he apparently came into town with, which aren't a large amount of belongings, but, you know, something reasonable for himself. And he's, seemingly, like, ready to go.
Last night I bought our forgotten friend 5 gold worth of alcohol.
Okay.
Overall. Just to make up for something.
All right. Just a little cup. Make up a boo.
Are you sure you want to buy that much booze for a Goliath?
It's only
it'll
5 gold.
It takes that much to get him drunk.
Exactly.
True. Okay, I feel better.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thomas is like, I can at least lead you down the roads as far as my own house. The main road that takes fall goes through here. Goes to the north. The trail to my, the small road to my house is off of there. Again, it should only be a couple hours off the main road. We should be able to get there in a couple days' time.
That is fine, and it will be nice to at least spend one night not on the road.
Very well. Alright, he will lead you, of course, down the trail. It's actually a fairly maintained road, it seems. It seems that this road does pass, like, directly by, the port here of, Wyrm Landing. So, easily, if you wanted to, you could definitely take a more, land-based route for trade here, though it does seem that there isn't a huge amount of traffic that seems to stop by the actual town. You do see a couple of people on the roads here and there as you travel over the next couple of days, but it's not a major supply of folks. I mean, it's, you know, there seems to be like a travelers here, like a pilgrim who's traveling very far to the south. There is a farmer who is merely going to trade some goods at Wyrm's Landing and then head back to his farm, which is, you know, a couple days away. It seems like he had a big harvest. You go through the night of the full moon before you and you are able to finish up your spell.
Okay.
Because I kind of had those aligning with each other. And then you are able to kind of reach the point in the later afternoon of where the turnoff is. Thomas will be like, this smaller road here is what leads to my my house. It'll take us close to the lake and along it for a short while before reaching where I live. We should be able to reach there by the time that the sun has gone down.
Very well.
Okay.
All right. I thank you for all you've done to assist me again. You'll kind of head down into the much smaller road. It seems like this might be able to carry like one cart or wagon like straight down it, and that would barely fit. But you could, if you really wanted to, get a cart or a wagon. You guys are on foot, of course. It will take you kind of to this point where it's this like almost little cliff area where you overlook the lake, and it is this beautiful lake, not quite circular, kind of strangely oblong. You can see a number of islands dotting the middle. You can see some strange structures that almost seem to be in the center in some of the lake, some of the items. And Thomas will point out there are some old ruins out there. Apparently, people used to live on the islands in the middle of the lake. Here, the trail will kind of then weave downwards as it moves closer to the water's edge. Then you get to be about maybe like 30 feet from the actual water's side, kind of where the cliffs kind of move down into just shoreline. You'll actually kind of, as like the sun is beginning to set, you'll notice there seems to be a kind of glow coming up from nearby.
Nearby,
like
the house?
off the trail. Like
Off the trail.
You know, you're not quite to the house. You're maybe like about half an hour away from his actual house.
Is it possibly for me to tell if these are similar to Will-o'-the-Wisp glows?
It just seems to be sort of like a glow kind of low to the ground, close to the lake's edge.
Can I make a perception?
Sure. All right.
Ha!
Nice.
You kind of like take a second, kind of looking. You see what appears to be kind of through some of the foliage and stuff. It's kind of hard to tell where the light is, but you notice what looks to be maybe tents in that area. At least part of them, maybe, or something similar.
Thomas,
Yes.
do you remember tents and such being down by the water?
No. Maybe it's bandits. They shouldn't be this far south.
Oh yes, because bandits are limited.
They have their own areas they patrol, or so they
And
say.
you've been gone for a month.
Well, true.
Is it possible for me to like roll nature to see why maybe someone might want to camp there versus somewhere else?
Sure.
Or
spring
investigation or
break.
something?
Spring break.
Spring break.
Spring break. Or because you did see it was a fairly large lake, perhaps if they had sailed or rowed across the lake from somewhere else, you know, this might have been an opening in the landing. I can just give it to you for like, that's, if this was an area that looked a little flat, a little more open, it might have been appealing to some people to set up camp there. If it's because it is, as I said, you're not very far from the lake edge itself, so this campsite's got to be like right on the water, pretty much.
Okay.
Do you want us to check this out?
If it's bandits, then we should know about it, so I can be on guard. If it's not, then maybe we can get lucky and it's just friendly people that have moved into the area in the month I've been gone.
Yes, because that's what happens around us. Friendly people.
Maybe you should take an aerial view.
Don't be too far behind. And rather than just flying straight up, I'm gonna like stick around the middle height of trees, where the branches are the thickest, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I guess stealth.
Okay, go ahead. Alright.
+6,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yep. You kind of like move through some of the branches. people back at camp or people from where you left could hear some occasional cracking and stuff. They don't necessarily see you, but they, people like good old Joe there with his bonus can definitely hear that something's going on. They're probably going to assume you weren't being stealthy, though. So,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't be perfect all the time.
Roll. Are you? How close are you getting?
I could attempt it.
I'm getting. You said it should be about nightfall this time.
It's like evening. There's still some sunlight. It's like the sun is going down right now. Like the moon is coming up. It's like pretty much full moon once again, you know, because it's the day after the full moon.
Yeah. Are they towards the sun, or is the sun behind
From your direction, it would be towards the sun, because the sun is like, I'd say it's coming kind of across the lake right now from the direction it's going. So they probably have some sunlight coming in across from them. You're towards the shadow side, yes.
Then I would actually get to like the side of them if I can, and pretty much be to where I can try to hear some of their conversation, but I'm not getting so close that I can just be like, tell me more.
Okay. You will get a sight of the camp, and you don't see anyone there. You can see that there seems to be some, like, a tiny ember, now you can see it, which doesn't seem to be the light that you saw earlier, that seems to be sort of burning in the campfire, which is almost out. Which it seemed like it was probably a pretty big campfire, so you don't know how many hours it has been burning. Probably a lot of them. And there just seems to be this kind of torch that's sort of burning there on its side.
Okay, I need to ask, did it look big when we were just talking about going over to see who it was?
Not like huge big. You saw like a light source, and it was kind of like through foliage and like bushes and stuff, so you can see that there's some kind of glowing light over there. But it didn't look like giant roaring fire. And the thing is, yes.
I'm just making sure it wasn't put out hastily, you know?
No. It's hard to tell exactly from your angle if it would be, like, if someone would have, yes, tried to snuff it out and stuff. But the torch is still just sitting there glowing.
Huh.
Smokey would be displeased.
I'm gonna kind of tuck myself into one of the trees and hide in the shadows and just sit there and wait for a little bit.
Okay. The others, I guess, were you guys going to move in or just wait for him?
No, I was assuming we were moving in a bit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Enough to where they could hear me if I scream.
Yes. You can see that there's the light there as you're getting closer. Again, you'll probably have to get pretty close. It looks like, you know, there's this like it looks like almost like a best described as like a wall of bushes, you know. It looks like this campsite, from what you can see, Crawl, was definitely a little bit of an area that they kind of like, you know, carved out. So probably people had been here for a while. You're not sure exactly how long, though.
I'm going to have one of my javelins out.
Okay. Eventually, the two of you will emerge into the campsite.
Okay.
You can see there's the torch still sitting there, sputtering. You guys can see that the ember seems to be of some kind of, looks like maybe a piece of, like, dung or something that's been clinging on to the burn. Something that would burn very slow, very long. The rest of the fire just seems cold.
So looking at it, does it seem like it was deliberately put there to sustain the fire so someone might come back and relight it easier?
It looks like it was probably put on there to do that. Yes. But roll some nature.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know that certain types of dung will maintain a flame for quite a long period of time. They could do it. Or like an ember or something. This looks like it's just sort of to the side of the fire. And the positioning of it, it looks like you're not sure if it was lit when the fire went out, or if it was incidentally lit, or what happened that lit it. But it's not directly on the main part of where the fire would have been. There's of course like an old, like there's a pot on top of the fire where, you know, someone was probably cooking something. There's a number of tents here, a number of crates. You can see what appears to be like shovels and pickaxes. There's also a small like rowing boat in the water, kind of like anchored to the shore.
Okay. Wait, so the rowing boat is still here?
Yes.
But the people are...
Yes.
That doesn't bode well.
I'm gonna shake one of the tents.
Okay.
You're just okay.
They're just like the simple tents that have like the sides and like open front and back with like flaps. So you shake it a bit. The flaps kind of like flap around a little bit, but no noise.
I look into one of the tents.
It just seems to be a small tent of an area, like a cot, some like bags of like what looks like one of them that's got like some clothes popping out of it, you know, a couple pieces of equipment, some like blank papers. Looks like whatever was here was maybe taken, like stuff was assembled hastily, and a bunch of stuff was left behind.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, whoever they were, they're not here anymore.
At the moment.
But where they went, seems like they left in a hurry.
The equipment does seem like it was used. Maybe you're not sure how recently, but like you know, there's like dirt and dust on the pickaxes and the shovels and stuff, so it seems like they had been used. There's like 3 crates, one of which is open right now. There does seem to be a number of like odd items piled up on like a nearby to the crates. They seem like old, like rusted daggers. Maybe a couple pieces of pottery.
I'm gonna look around. Do we see any footprints anywhere?
Give me a survival for footprints.
Okay.
You don't find any kind of
I
footprints.
see my footprint.
You do. You see some of your footprints, but that's about it.
I hop down and ask Nia, I do not know, do you require sleep?
She'll respond to the best of your ability. Not really.
Then could you stay here and report to us if they come back? At the moment it looks like they are over at the ruins. But first we should get Thomas home. And perhaps tomorrow during day we can go to the ruins and investigate.
Yes, they do appear to be... That actually seems to make the most sense if they are... Tomb Raiders? Adventurers?
Okay.
Possibly, yeah.
Nia will kind of point on your shoulder and point towards one of the crates.
I'll go look at the crate.
Kind of getting like a good sight of it. It's kind of hard to tell with the lack of light, but there's some kind of strange...
I cast light.
Okay. You cast light. Looking at it now, you can see there's some kind of weird, like, red staining in the crate. In the bottom of it.
It's blood, isn't it?
Could be.
We have some experience with blood stains. Is it blood?
It's probably blood. There's a very, very great chance it's blood stains.
Is it blood?
It's blood.
It's your blood.
Okay. I guess I might... Let's see... where's the... You should get some of those. I don't have any vials. Anyway.
Well, I mean, like again, it looks like it's
Dried.
dried, but it looks like it is seeping from inside the cake, the crate.
Oh wait, the crate isn't open?
No, that crate's not the open one.
Oh. Well, crap. Who wants to do the honors?
I'll
1,
walk
2,
in
3.
it.
Not it.
Okay, you see Karn kind of pull up the top of it, and roll me a wisdom save. We'll just say.
Oh, yay.
Uh-huh. Okay, it's
Not bad.
you hold your own because this is a pretty horrific sight. You see a man folded, like literally folded into something similar to an actual pretzel. This horrified look in his face, like his body has been bent in half. The legs have been bent in like a couple of places. The arms kind of bent up to almost fold him up into this crate.
I think he was Bavarian. You're welcome.
I turned to Nia. You're not staying here anymore. I changed my mind. You're coming with us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the lid back down.
You're just gonna be like, no.
Unless someone wants to rummage.
I think I'm gonna rummage.
What if there's anything magical here?
Alright, so you'll kind of like move into the body and kind of like start to try to rummage through his pockets, which are kind of a little difficult as the weird bends in his body. Very unnatural bends and breaks.
Actually, while I'm at it, can I determine, like... So, were his bones broken to fold them into this shape, or were they, like, almost, like, magically bent?
No, it looks like just straight force broke them.
Okay.
You can see, like, shards of bones sticking out from his skin in various places. Blood stains coming off of it. Yeah, it looks like he was probably pretty alive when someone started folding him into there.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much after they were done.
Oh, gosh.
You will find...
So, I'm a little bit curious just because I know my character, like... Because there's all... How does the whole soul thing work?
Normally it's in the body while it's still alive. When it dies,
Well,
it leaves it and heads to the appropriate afterlife of whatever.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm just wondering if there's anything for... Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Just thinking character development.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know. He hasn't probably been dead that long. Maybe a day or two at most.
Mm-hmm.
I peek in there and just try to determine to myself whether or not he died instantly from the wounds, probably, his body or back snapping or something like that, or if he was put into this box like this and died a slower death.
Give me an investigation, we'll say.
Nope.
Okay. No, it's you can't really tell. You take like a look around. You don't see any signs of any kind of thing that would tell you which it was. It could have been either. It probably... You're guessing whatever happened. It looks like the person was at least live, or at least the blood was pumping when the limbs were broken. Beyond that, where he would have actually died, it's hard to say which wound. So it looks like someone tried to like fold up his limbs first, kind of like paper airplane style, before folding up the rest of his body. He was not treated like a very nice thing. Not at all.
They can at least dip them in beer.
I know. Not even a beer battered pretzel. God, I went along with it.
Score. As I lighten the creepy mood.
Yeah. You will find a couple of gold pieces on him. and a couple of pieces of paper. Like 2 of them seem completely bloodstained. Another one seems to be like a small map. You're guessing of one of the islands, pointing out probably, you're guessing, wherever they were digging.
Can I determine which island it is based on ruins marked on the map and ruins I can see in the distance?
Sure. You're pretty sure there's like 4 islands. You have a good guess of which one it is.
Okay.
Thomas,
You're really giving me this stuff today.
Yeah, Thomas is just kind of like gonna look there like, maybe we should go. He's like looking like the sheer like he's terrified.
I wouldn't have let him get too close to the box.
I mean, like, there's like he's still pretty like
Should
freaked
we
out by this place.
do
How close
something?
to his house is this?
Like a half an hour away.
I say, let's go to your house, and it'll probably be safer there, or at the very least easy to defend.
Should we do something with it?
No.
I don't think so.
The torch is still burning. Let me note.
Well,
It's in a crate that would float. We could set the crate afire and throw it in the lake.
No.
I think it's better to leave things as they are for now, in case
Whoever comes back.
if it's something that can tell, it might be better to leave things.
Okay. You'll turn and start heading towards Thomas's house. You'll get about halfway there when you'll see yet another sign of perhaps something terrible happened here. The 3 of you have already hardened a little bit, especially since you did see the body. Thomas is vomiting. It looks as if, like, there was an old dead tree and someone managed to get a person partway through it when it probably would have only fit their head. The rest of them didn't really fit very well, but they got stuck with some tearing.
Which part of it? I guess it's head first.
Yeah, head first. The head got through the tree. Not much else of him.
I'll check his pants pockets.
While Thomas is puking, I pat him on the back and say, "Lovely neighborhood."
Well, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself,
Okay.
and if only to make him feel better, to cast it on Thomas as well.
Okay. It's like
Can you have it on more than one?
Yeah, it's not concentration.
No.
And it's touch, it's just.
he appears to have like it looks like a couple of tools and like a belt, probably for close investigation of things, like a little like brush, like little like a little lens, things like that.
I guess I'll take those.
You're like, I could be a grave robber / archaeologist too.
I turn to the others. Perhaps we should check the house, sweep the house first, and leave someone out here with Thomas and so he doesn't. If there's something that has found its way into his house, we can find it before.
Your faithful goblin will go, ha ha! As he'll pull out his spear, and then he'll be like, oh wait, and he'll put his spear away, and like put out his fists.
I'm just gonna pat the goblin on the head and go, "Calm down, little fella."
Because he is like a juvenile goblin too, so he's extra small.
Tussle.
He's like 2 feet as opposed to 3.
Yeah, he's like 2 feet. It's tussle 3. So you're like tussle. All right. You will though reach Thomas's house as the sun has finally fallen and the moon has begun to rise, bathing it in this kind of like almost bluish glow. His house is actually fairly decently sized. Probably like a small manor house at one point in time. It has like a kind of overgrown sort of stone wall that goes all the way around it. Small kind of area, probably for gardens that aren't very well maintained. The place looks lived in, but it does look like it has seen better days. It's about 2 stories, plus it looks like a partial third, maybe, from the height of it. Maybe it has an attic area.
So I would recommend that, remind me of your character's name, Joe?
Karn.
Karn, sorry. It's been a while.
Yes.
I would suggest that Karn and I sweep it while Kra stays out with Thomas.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because I feel like, honestly, Kra's a little bit better at taking care of things. I think, yeah. Anyway, and I'm also gonna cast Detect Magic before going in.
Okay. You'll have your Detect Magic ready. As the 2 of you approach the door, you notice that it's slightly ajar. Just a little bit.
I'm pulling out my great axe.
It looks as if, like, closer inspection, that, like, the lock on the door has, like, all kinds of scratches, as if, like, someone was hastily trying to pick it or something. And did a very terrible job but managed to get in. It is, of course, dark inside. And I guess you have your light out on whatever it is that kind of... there's a kind of small entry hall inside, with some stairs leading up top. You can see off to the one side is like a small sitting room. The other side is like maybe a small den area. So like sitting room and den. There appears to be another set of doors on either side. The sitting room seems to have a set of doors that leads into something that the stairs are blocking. The stairs have a door on their side. There's a kind of set of double doors that are closed on the other, like, on the same side as the den, which is to your right. And in the back, you can kind of see, like, an opening, kind of a door ajar to what looks to me maybe like a kitchen in the back of the house.
Okay. Is there any sign that anything's been, like, looted?
No. There's some family portraits on the wall, a couple pieces of art. Nothing here looks particularly, like, super expensive anyway, but, you know, it's probably...
Well,
yeah.
Still, given enough time, you can clean the place out and make a quick buck.
Yes. Anything could be sold if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to split up floors?
We can. So do I detect anything immediately?
No. Your sweep just doesn't give anything.
Okay. Yes, but try to stay relatively close to each other.
Okay. I'll take the second then.
Okay. So you'll head upstairs. So WolfBurn, where are you heading first?
I guess I'm going to, well, I mean, I'll just procedurally check, from, I guess, starting with, I don't know, the kitchen, why not?
Okay. You'll head to the kitchen first. The kitchen itself seems like a pretty simple kind of kitchen area.
I'm just doing a general investigation check.
All right.
So I will be looking around.
It does look like some things have been, like, moved around here, but it's hard to tell if it was something that Thomas left, or if someone's been in here. Things are, like, you can tell, like, a little bit of, like, a month's worth of dust has settled on things, you know, with Thomas gone.
Of course.
And you do see there seems to be a little bit of disturbance in the dust leading to a sort of side door of this area.
I will head over to that side area.
Uh-huh. Okay. It seems to be like kind of a small door. You're guessing this might be to like a storage or pantry area?
Well, I'm going to, quick, like, basically, do that thing where you, like, fling the door open and prepare, to...
Yeah, you will kind of fling it open, throw yourself into a stance, ready to cast a spell, as there is a kind of sort of shrill scream, as you can see there's this woman cowering in the corner, kind of just sitting there. And we'll wait for you for a second. Karn. Moving up the stairs, you will see there appears to be a kind of, one of those, like a pull-down, like, trapdoor, probably that leads to the attic kind of area, and there seems to be 4 bedrooms on this floor.
I'll take the first bedroom to the right.
Okay. This one appears to be locked.
Not
Don't
for
break
long.
it.
Okay. I can't pick it.
I don't think any of us can.
You just, like, move up to it with a little bit of strength, and you're just like, eh.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just gently break this lock. It was always open. It was the people that came in.
I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. I accidentally tripped and fell into the door.
It was totally the people that came in here that did it to begin with.
What do I see?
Are you actually breaking in? Make a strength check then, if you're breaking in the door.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
The door seems pretty stuck.
I'll go to the next room then. I'll come back to this.
This room seems probably pretty lived in. You're guessing this might be Thomas's room. Like a big double bed where it looks like someone kind of left the sheets on one side undone. Probably wasn't expecting to, like, be gone a month, maybe like a week at most, and, forgot to fix the bed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell.
Yes. He didn't fold his sheets up.
I find that atrocious.
Oh, so terrible.
Okay. I'll go to the next room.
Okay. This one looks like it might have been another master bedroom, probably for some children. This looks, as comparison to the rest of the house, this looks like pretty much unused for who knows how long. So, this, like the rest of the house, it does seem to have, like, a little bit of live-in to it. This just seems like,
Dusty.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check the last one on the left.
Okay, appears to be some kind of guest room. You can see there's a bed there. It seems a little more maintained than the last room. But again, this one probably doesn't see a lot of use anyway.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to the locked one.
All right.
A little more oomph this time. God.
Just as much
Or
oomph.
the exact same amount of oomph.
Yes, you're like, poof, poof. That didn't work.
Now I'm getting pissed.
Barbarian rage. Try it again.
God.
Does he go
Advantage
to
on strength
scream
checks.
at this point?
I'm not getting barbarian rage.
You're not that angry yet.
But
You can see
let
him
me
like
check.
fuming. Ooh.
Does the scream happen at this point?
Not quite yet, no.
I do have a crowbar.
Okay.
I spent some extra time looking around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try once again.
Okay.
Do I get anything for having a crowbar?
Sure. We'll give you advantage for having a crowbar. You can get it in here.
Ooh. Go, crowbar power.
Yeah.
Really?
One of them was a what?
Good old actual wood doors.
Your Nemesis, the wooden door.
I take it that still didn't do it.
Like a standard wooden door DC is like what, like 13?
It's like 15.
Rage crowbar!
Okay.
Range crowbar.
All right, do it.
So +2 to my strength.
Uh,
16,
all right.
18.
18. All right, you're like, ah! As like the door kind of bursts, kind of open with splinters everywhere as you like shove it in there, bursting the door apart, and there's just like, you see like some screams inside as you see there like is like hiding behind the bed is like a couple of men. One of them has like a dagger out. The other seems to be holding like a short sword. As the two of them are kind of like just like, ah, God!
What are you doing in here?
Hiding! You broke our lock!
Why are you in this house?
We'll take a break before they answer that question because we've reached 8 o'clock. But so, you found
Three
As I
people
just made two
screaming.
people piss
Don't you
themselves.
mean-
Yeah, 3 people screaming all at the same time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we'll take a quick break, get a drink, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes to continue. So see you all in a couple minutes. Bye.
Bye.
Oh,